I was mad last night because I was editing my video that I did on the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, and I realized that I had the wrong lens on and that my audio was twisted. My audio was off. It sounded crazy. It made me I was irate. And I realized that doing videos is just a learning process, being that I only have a year in, a little over a year in. I've only had this camera for a little while. Just got this computer, so I've been looking for the proper software to use to record my videos to use with my microphone. I found that the best free one was Audacity, but in the near future I'm going to find something that I could buy that has high quality, because I want to make sure that when I start doing podcasts that I'm going to sound radio-ish. I guess that's a word. Something that you hear on the radio. And I want to make sure that I'm on point. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I don't want to be stupid with it. At the same time, I don't want to be fancy, because I understand fully that there's a lot of content out there that it looks like trash, sounds like trash, but yet it's bringing in the numbers. And my thing is, I need to bring in the numbers, and at the same time, I'm really analyzing to see if my channel is being somewhat shadow banned, because of the fact that when I started this channel, I started pushing or exposing certain things. Like, one of the things that I knew was going to offend certain people was the topic of Elon Musk. I talked about an article that I read that he was talking about integrating human beings with machine. In other words, he was exposing the fact that in the very close future, AI is going to be too smart for us. So we're going to have to integrate ourselves with machine to keep up with the AI that's coming out now these days. I said, no, that don't sound right. When you're tampering with the man, especially with his genetics, which has been going on now these days, especially with the tampering of the food and everything else out there. We all know that stuff's going on. It's no secret. There's been plenty of study on that. I said, no, I don't agree with that. That's terrible. And I said, this sounds like something out of the book of Revelations. And then automatically people who, especially people who are like of zeitgeist mindedness, who would watch a movie like my Zeitgeist and will automatically be like, the Bible was exposed a long time ago. I have sympathy for those individuals, because there was a lack of research on his part. Peter Joseph, the producer behind Zeitgeist, and they came out with Zeitgeist Addendum, and then they came out with I think it's called Looking Forward, the third part. The kid is very intelligent. You could tell he reads his books and he does his studying. Beautiful thing. I had to watch that because, you know, those are topics that come around when I'm interacting with a lot of people. I take my time out. I want to know what's going on as far as what's going on in current culture. What is molding, shaping the minds of the people of today. When I did that video, I know that it offended a couple people, and not only that, I talked about Monsanto, and I also talked about some stuff that was going on in Saudi Arabia that I didn't agree with. And when you begin to do stuff like this, and people are trying to push their little agendas and keep their little platforms intact, they'll begin to push your stuff to a certain level. And I feel as if sometimes mine has been pushed to shadows, and obviously no matter how good of the content that I would make, it would not be pushed to the forefront, even though I don't even do that type of content anymore. I really don't. I just chose not to, because I'm like, you know what, those people, man, that's a certain sacrifice you gotta make. And I truthfully and honestly, I want to be able to make content that reaches everybody, especially my children. I want to be able to have them watch stuff without being puzzled and have them like, what is he talking about? I don't want to limit to just stuff that's just too deep for children too as well, because I'm walking around with a big camera. Sometimes I'm walking around with this one, or I'm walking around with a big DSLR, or I'm walking around with a GoPro, and they're automatically like, are you a YouTuber? And I'm like, yeah, I do videos on YouTube. I post up there. And they're automatically like, what's the name of your channel? I want to see. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it to them. So throughout my journey, I've had to delete a lot of videos. I feel that it just doesn't cater to them, and I feel as if I can make a greater impact on my children and loved ones, my nieces and nephews, And I see a lot of YouTubers out there having fun. That's easy, I could do that. My channel right now is at its caterpillar stages, and I feel as if I'm still learning the game. I actually pushed like 5 videos with Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm proud of myself because that stuff is hard to do. Not everybody has the patience to do this. I literally almost quit like 3 times. The time's gonna come where I'm gonna jump in my cocoon, bust out of that thing and start flying. But you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run. You gotta learn how to run before you run a marathon. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm only at 180 subscribers right now. I only hit 5,000 views, and a lot of those views, they probably don't even have a lot of watch time on them. I'm gonna make mistakes along the way. One thing I know is that when you watch an individual like Gary Vee, he said things like, for the first 100 videos, nobody watched those things. Nobody, but it continued on because he knew sooner or later something was gonna pop off. And I know it will. Sooner or later, something will pop off. I'm just gonna continue to master my craft and learn how to do this. It's been fun in the meantime. It's been good. And I know I'm gonna make that one video one day where it's gonna get up there. I just hope my channel's not being shadow banned. That would break my heart if it is. It's either that or I'm just at the beginning just like everybody else. It's hard to grow a channel if you're not doing something extraordinary. And I'm just keeping it humble because I'm learning throughout the process. I'm working on uploading more often, and that's what I want to do. My time's coming. I'm not in a rush. It's a journey, and that's it. That's all I got. But either way, I'm gonna end it right there. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, YouTube is a school of hard knocks, so I'm learning along the way, and I'm starting to collaborate with people too. I just got hit up by a company called Fifine, I think it is, and they wanted me to review some of their stuff. So that I'm gonna be doing it along with the vlogs every Monday. I committed to that, so I gotta get that done. So my weekends are gonna be very busy. It's a job, but it's fun. If it's fun, it's not even hard work. I'm gonna end it right there. You guys have a good night. Thank you for watching, and hit that notification bell. Tell it when I'm gonna upload. Peace.